A vital part of the success of any business is motivation. Employers must be knowledgeable about what drives their employees to succeed. They have to understand the sources of motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic, and their differences. This also involves recognizing the benefits of providing the right type of motivation.
Extrinsic motivation drives an individual to behave in a specific way when given the potential to achieve a reward or receive a punishment. This type of motivation is often called the stick and carrot approach, which refers to a cart driver that uses a carrot in front of the mule, a reward, or a stick behind it, a punishment. We're all very familiar with this type of motivation. We don't always do an assignment because we want to learn about the topic, learning for learning's sake. Sometimes we choose not to work hard on the assignment or the paper and take the punishment of a bad grade. Other extrinsic motivators include money and reprimands. Traditional extrinsic rewards work well when motivating employees to do mechanical, repetitive tasks, but they can actually hinder the effect of intrinsic motivation. Dan Pink explains in his TED Talk that rewards by their very nature narrow your focus and concentrate the mind. By narrowing the mind, a reward will hinder the ability of a person who needs to think outside of the box.
Intrinsic motivation is an internal form of motivation. You strive towards a goal for personal satisfaction or accomplishment. It involves engaging in behavior because it is personally rewarding. Essentially, participating in an activity for its own sake rather than the desire for some external reward. For example, you participate in a sport because you find the activity enjoyable, or you like solving a puzzle because challenge is fun and exciting. In each example, the person's behavior is motivated by internal desire to participate in those activities. However, there are some studies that show offering excessive external rewards for an already internally rewarding behavior can lead to a reduction in intrinsic motivation. For example, one study shows that children who were rewarded for playing with a toy that they already had fun with, became less interested in the items after being externally rewarded. There are three key elements to intrinsic motivation that I like to talk about: mastery, purpose, and autonomy. Mastery is the chance to develop something that they are experts in and truly care about. Purpose is feeling connected to a high visibility and exciting opportunity that matters to the company and is admired by their colleagues. Autonomy is freedom to work on whatever they like, which means giving people control over how they work, being self-directed. That includes what they work on, when they work on it, how they perform the work, and how to get the job done. As long as tasks get done, they are free to find a way to do it.
Basic examples of intrinsic motivation. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. He has 6 NBA titles and 14 All-Star awards. He was turned down to be on the varsity basketball team in high school. He was motivated to prove the coach wrong. He started waking up at 6 a.m. to go to the high school gym and practice his free throw and layups, and he was playing pickup games in the neighborhood with the kids too. He made the team in high school his senior year and continued working on all aspects of basketball. From then he went to North Carolina to play for basketball, and so on from there. He said that intrinsic motivation was the only way that he got through it. Intrinsic motivation applies to everyone, not just athletes. Everyone has their own intrinsic motivation within them, whether to succeed at sports, academics, or something else they like. We are always seeking growth as a person in the world of fulfillment in life. Intrinsic motivation also refers to things that we enjoy as humans. People do extreme sports such as mountain climbing, skiing, and surfing, and etc. People go on vacations, sit by the fire, and throw parties because it's enjoyable and relaxing to them. They don't gain money or any social status from it, but it's relaxing to them as a person. It shows that money isn't everything, but finding success and enjoyment is what intrinsic motivation is about. and it makes each of us unique in our own way.
Intrinsic motivation drives an individual in both their personal and professional lives. An employee is more efficient if they enjoy the work that they're doing and they're satisfied with their work environment. It is the company's responsibility to find the right balance between extrinsic and intrinsic motivation for their employees. The Human Resource Management Strategy, ROE, stands for Results Only Work Environment. It was created by Callie Ressler and Jody Thompson, experts in change management. ROE is implemented throughout companies, organizations, and teams across the country. ROE allows employees to have complete autonomy over their work schedule, which means they can choose when they work, where they work, and even if they come to meetings. This encourages finding creative solutions to problems and not just putting in their hours at the office. Google is another example of a company who's increased the use of intrinsic motivation in their workplace. Google implemented 20% time, which encourages employees to use 20% of their time to work on projects that they choose. Employees use this time to invent, explore, and work on projects that intrigue them. This work structure has produced many Google features that we enjoy today, including Gmail, Google News, AdSense, and many other popular services. However, Google's not the only company or the first company to implement this rule. In 1950, 3M implemented the 15% time rule that has the basic philosophy and structure as Google's 20% time. We have 15% time to think for masking tape and sticky notes. These companies have increased intrinsic motivation by giving employees more autonomy over their work. This next company touches on another aspect of intrinsic motivation, mastery and the pursuit of knowledge. Duolingo is an app that helps people learn a new language. They combine the learning process with games to touch on people's basic need to gain competency. Duolingo has over 100 million users and won the 2013 Apple App of the Year. It has also helped over 90,000 people pass their English proficiency exam. The goal of every business should be to develop motivational techniques, whether intrinsic or extrinsic, that work best with their employees. Workplace demographics are constantly changing, and it's critical for businesses to keep up with this pace. As we improve our understanding of what motivates people, we develop a greater understanding of how we should use rewards, positive feedback, and other employee interactions.
A child will do chores to feel a sense of self-accomplishment, to feel like a big boy or a big girl, whereas later a child might do chores to avoid punishment or to earn money. A young athlete might be motivated for their love for a sport, whereas in later years, a seasoned athlete might be motivated by fame or money. We as humans are motivated both extrinsically and intrinsically throughout our daily lives. In an ideal world, a balance of both would be combined to promote motivation.